Hello neighbors, it's Brad here from eTrailer, and today I'm at N.A.T.M. And this convention brings a lot of the vendors that we have at eTrailer to a convention where we have their booths and their products set up. I had a chance to catch up with quite a few of them, so let's take a look at their products a little bit up close and ask some of the questions to those vendors about their products. I'm here with Brandon from DeeMaxx, and DeeMaxx offers a whole line of brake products, and we're going to break these down.
Yeah.
So what is DeeMaxx as a company?
DeeMaxx, we are a light to medium duty trailer disc brake manufacturer. We kind of have the whole assembly of the process now, from the brake lines and fittings up to our actual brake parts themselves. Like you see this rotor hub here, and the calipers, all the way down to the actuators as well.
And when it comes to getting a disc brake setup on your camper, trailer, whatever it may be, obviously you have to make connections from the actuator to the brakes or the calipers, and you guys offer solutions for that.
Yes, we do. So we've got a couple different solutions. We carry the brake lines. We've got our standard rubber flex lines. We've got lengths in those ranging from 12 inches up to 312 inches. Then we've got our stainless steel flex lines. Those are going to range in lengths from 18 inches up to 240 inches. And then we've also got another type of rubber flex line, where on this one we have got your two straight male ends. On this one we've got a 90-degree male end, and we've got a straight end. This is for certain applications. Some guys, not all RVs are built the same, not all trailers are built the same. Certain manufacturers, these guys are like, hey, we really want to see a 90 to get into this certain spot. Well, we've got something where we can't use a straight line. Came out with this. That's been huge for several of the big manufacturers we're working with, where it's straight line's not the perfect solution for them. So we came out with that. And we've also came out with our own fittings to connect the brake lines. So you can't just have one brake line up under your trailer. There's got to be connection points. So walking through each one, this is what we call our brass fitting union. This is plain and simple, just connecting two lines. Moving over into the next one, that's two lines, our 90-degree fitting, self-explanatory on that one. And then we call this one our T, or our three-way fitting. This is going to be probably application for this guy's that last axle. You're coming down and splitting off to the ends. And then our four-way, or our X, this guy is going to be for your axles that are lying in the middle, or that first axle where you got to have four lines coming into it out of that point.
And mounting points.
Yep, that's something that's huge on our fittings that you don't see on the fittings that are out there. We were tired of having to either have guys that their fittings just dangle up underneath the trailer, or they're using just straps. All these guys use all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
We carry self-tapping drone screws that come with these. They come in our brake line kits with these fittings. Secures this fitting right to the frame, and it's nothing dangling down, not having to worry about that.
Well, and as an installer, I'm here to tell you that's a really nice feature, because he's right. I mean, when you run these lines, a lot of times you can run it under the underbelly of a camper or something along those lines, but to have your brake lines hard mounted to where it's not going to get rattled loose or anything like that, it's a small thing maybe to a lot of people, but for someone that installed it and longevity of a whole brake line, that's a great addition there.
Yeah, and something that blew us away. Earlier I mentioned we were at that independent automotive testing facility in Arizona. Something we also tested there was the brake lines themselves. We only carry the flex lines in rubber and stainless. Trailer industry, there's a lot of guys that swear by hard lines, and there's definitely applications for hard lines where that's best. But we kind of wanted to run some tests to cross-compare those, and what we saw shocked us. We would have all bet money and lost on it, that the flex lines performed better than the hard lines. And what these experts at the testing facility told us was that what they walked away with was that the whip effect that a flex line can create when that pressure is shooting through it can help to faster activate the braking process than a hard line. That's, again, it's good in certain specifications. There's definitely use points for that. But where we specialize in the flex lines, we were shown that these flex lines can outperform hard lines. It blew even us away.
It seems like you guys have done all your homework to make sure that this is the best across the board for anyone out there.
Yep. Yeah, we're really trying to continue to innovate. We don't want to get stuck in the past. We don't want to get happy with a product and just stick to it. Being in several different markets, from the marine, RV, utility, and horse, you get so much input from end users and the manufacturers of these different types of trailers, where, hey, you're each putting in different inputs for their industry trailer, we're able to innovate and come up with things that are helping these other industries out that they didn't even know were a problem. So constantly innovating, constantly doing the small things is what we're really happy to be working on.
Well, it makes a huge difference. So I appreciate you
Yeah.
taking the time to show us brake line kits and all the accessories that will go to making that disc brake conversion super easy for someone.
Yeah, absolutely.